The woman's voice carried through the entire cabin. "This is unacceptable! My brother is flying this plane. Captain Rodriguez. He'll want to know his sister is stuck in economy." I was in the galley preparing the pre-flight beverage service when I heard it. Through the curtain separating first class from economy, a passenger was screaming at my colleague, Jennifer. "Captain Rodriguez. Miguel Rodriguez. The pilot currently in the cockpit running pre-flight checks. My husband of 9 years." I walked through the curtain. The woman stood in the aisle, blocking other passengers trying to board. Designer carry-on, expensive sunglasses, entitled posture. Jennifer saw me. Relief flooded her face. "Ms. Rodriguez, this passenger says," I heard. I picked up the intercom phone, pressed the button for the cockpit. "Captain Rodriguez, you have a visitor, your sister, from row 32. She'd like to speak with you about her seating arrangement." 3 seconds of silence. Then Miguel's voice came through the cabin speakers, confused, slightly amused. "My sister? I'm an only child." The woman's face went white. "If you've ever watched someone lie about knowing the crew for an upgrade, stay with me until the end. Your support means everything to me. Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever caught someone in an airplane lie? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. My name is Elena Rodriguez. I'm 35 years old, lead flight attendant for Transatlantic Airways, 15 years in the industry. The last 9 married to Miguel, a senior captain. We met on a flight to London. I was a junior flight attendant. He was a first officer. We talked during the crew layover, connected, started dating, got married 2 years later. Airline policy allows spouses to work together occasionally, but we usually don't. Different schedules, different routes. We see each other maybe 1 flight out of 20. Today was one of those rare overlaps. New York to Madrid, 7-hour flight. Miguel in the cockpit, me managing the cabin crew. Most passengers don't know we're married. We use the intercom professionally. Captain Rodriguez and Ms. Rodriguez. No one connects the dots. Same last name, but Rodriguez is common. We like it that way. Clean, professional, no drama. Until now. The woman, her boarding pass said Michelle Parker, 32C, had boarded 20 minutes ago. Coach seat, middle row, standard ticket. She'd taken 1 look at economy, marched up to Jennifer, and demanded an upgrade. "I need to be in first class. My brother's the pilot. He'd want me comfortable." Jennifer had handled it perfectly. "Ma'am, we're fully booked in first class. If you'd like to request an upgrade, you can speak with the gate agent before boarding. I'm already on the plane. Just move me up there." "I don't have authority to—" "Then get someone who does. And tell my brother I'm here, Captain Rodriguez. He'll sort this out." That's when I'd arrived. Miguel's voice came through the speakers again. "Elena, do you need me to come back there?" The woman's eyes snapped to me. "Elena, you know the captain?" "I'm his wife. We've been married 9 years, and since you're claiming to be his sister, and he just announced he's an only child, we have a problem." Her face cycled through shock, embarrassment, anger. "He never mentioned being married. Why would he? He doesn't know you." "We met at the airport bar 2 hours ago. We talked about the flight." "So you met a stranger at a bar, discovered he was a pilot, and decided to claim he's your brother to get an upgrade?" "I didn't say brother exactly." Jennifer held up her tablet. "Ma'am, you told me, and I quote, 'My brother Captain Rodriguez is flying this plane and he'll want me in first class.' I documented it." Other passengers were watching now. Phones out. This was going to be all over social media in minutes. Michelle grabbed her purse. "Fine, I made a mistake. I'll just sit in my assigned seat." "Not yet." I pulled out my own tablet. "You attempted to defraud the airline by claiming a false relationship with the captain. I need to file a report." "A report? Over a seat request?" "Over fraud. You tried to obtain services worth $4,000, the difference between economy and first class, through false pretenses." "I wasn't trying to defraud anyone." "What were you trying to do?" She looked around. At the passengers recording. At Jennifer taking notes. At me blocking her path to her seat. "I just wanted to sit in first class. I've never flown first class. I thought if I said I knew the pilot, you'd get something you didn't pay for. That's fraud." The cockpit door opened. Miguel stepped out. still in his captain's uniform. He saw Michelle, frowned. "You're the woman from the bar." "See?" She pointed at him. "We know each other." We had a 5-minute conversation. You asked what route I was flying. I said Madrid. You said you were on that flight. I wished you a pleasant journey and left. That's not knowing each other. That's being polite to a stranger. You bought me a drink. I bought the bartender around for everyone sitting there. 6 people. That's called being friendly, not creating a relationship. Jennifer's tablet buzzed. She looked at it. Her expression changed. "Ms. Rodriguez, security just sent an alert. This passenger's name is flagged in our system." Miguel and I exchanged glances. "Flagged for what?" I asked. Jennifer turned her tablet toward us. Michelle Parker's profile. Multiple incidents logged. 3 months ago. Claimed to be flight attendant's cousin. Demanded upgrade. Denied. 6 months ago. Said pilot was her boyfriend. Attempted to enter cockpit. Removed from flight. 9 months ago. Told gate agent she was airline employee's sister. Tried to board without ticket. Police called. "You've done this before," Miguel said. "Multiple times." Michelle's confident facade cracked. "Those were misunderstandings." 3 separate incidents, 3 different false relationships. That's not misunderstanding. That's a pattern. My tablet buzzed. Message from the gate agent. "Security is on their way. Keep her there." I showed Miguel. He picked up the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing a brief delay. We'll be underway shortly. Thank you for your patience." Groans from the cabin. Passengers checking watches. Michelle's face went from embarrassed to panicked. "You can't kick me off the flight." "We can absolutely remove passengers who attempt fraud or pose security risks," I said. "Security risk? I asked for a seat upgrade. You've attempted to breach the cockpit on a previous flight. That's a federal security violation." That was different. How? She looked around, searching for an escape, for support. Found none. Every passenger was watching, waiting. Jennifer spoke quietly. Security just entered the terminal. 2 TSA officers appeared at the boarding door. Professional, calm. They'd done this before. "We received a report about a passenger?" Miguel gestured to Michelle. "This passenger attempted to defraud the airline by claiming to be my sister. She has a history of similar incidents. We're requesting her removal." The lead officer pulled out a tablet. "Name?" "Michelle Parker." He typed, read. His expression hardened. "Ma'am, you're flagged as a repeat offender. You're not permitted to fly without special clearance. How did you get past screening?" Michelle said nothing. The officer checked something. "Your ticket was purchased yesterday. You used a different name, Sarah Mitchell. That's identity fraud." "I didn't use a different name." He showed her his tablet. The booking, Sarah Mitchell. But the credit card? Michelle Parker's. "You booked under an alias to bypass our security flags. That's a federal offense." Her face drained of color. "I just wanted to fly." "Then you should have followed the rules. Come with us." She grabbed her carry-on, tried to walk toward her seat. "My luggage is checked. We'll retrieve it. You need to come with us now." Miguel stepped aside. The officers flanked Michelle, walked her off the plane. The moment she disappeared, the cabin erupted. Passengers talking, some applauding. One man called out, "Can we please get moving now?" I picked up the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We'll be departing shortly. If you witnessed the incident, please see a flight attendant. We may need statements." Miguel returned to the cockpit. The door closed. Jennifer looked at me. That was intense. That was Tuesday. As we prepared for departure, Jennifer pulled me aside. "Security just sent more information. You need to see this." She showed me her tablet. Michelle Parker's full file. Not just 3 airline incidents, 12, across 5 different carriers, American, United, Delta, Southwest, and now us. Each time, the same pattern. Claim to no crew, demand upgrades, get caught, get banned, switch airlines. But it went deeper. "Look at the notes," Jennifer said. I scrolled. One incident stood out. 7 months ago, United flight to Denver. Michelle had claimed to be the pilot's daughter. When caught, she'd caused such a scene they'd deplaned the entire aircraft. 3-hour delay. The airline had pressed charges. She'd been convicted, given probation, banned from United permanently. How is she flying at all? I asked. Jennifer scrolled further. She's been using fake names, fake IDs. The TSA flagged her 2 months ago, but she keeps finding ways around it. My tablet buzzed. Message from Miguel. Security wants to know if we're pressing charges. I showed Jennifer. What do you think? She committed fraud, used a fake name, has a history of this behavior. If we don't press charges, she'll just do it again. She was right. I messaged back. Yes, press charges. We'll provide statements after landing. We pushed back from the gate, started taxiing. The cabin settled. Passengers returned to their phones, their books, their movies. But I couldn't stop thinking about Michelle, about the pattern, about why someone would risk federal charges for a seat upgrade. During cruise, when the service was done, I called Miguel on the internal line. You okay? He asked. Yeah, just thinking. Why do people do this? Do what? Lie about knowing us. Risk everything for a seat upgrade. It's not worth it. It is to them. They see first class. They want it. They think claiming a relationship will get them there. But 12 times? Getting caught every time? Some people never learn. They think the next time will be different. The next lie will work. She could have just bought a first-class ticket. Could she? Check her booking. I pulled up the reservation. Economy ticket. $340. First class on the same flight. $4,200. She probably couldn't afford it, Miguel said. So she lied, thought it would work. And now she's banned from flying. Can't afford first class, so she loses economy too. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. 7 hours later, we landed in Madrid. Smooth flight, no incidents. As passengers deplaned, several stopped to thank us. That was handled so professionally. I can't believe people try that. My daughter's a flight attendant. She deals with this constantly. Thank you for standing your ground. After everyone left, Jennifer and I cleaned the cabin, found Michelle's original seat, 32C. A notebook was wedged in the seat pocket. Jennifer pulled it out, flipped through. Her eyes widened. Elena, look at this. Pages of notes, flight schedules, pilot names, routes, airlines, a whole operation, planned, documented. She's been studying us, Jennifer said. Learning routes, identifying crew, planning which lies to use. I photographed every page, sent them to security. The response came immediately. This is evidence of premeditation, strengthens the fraud case. Well done. At the crew hotel, Miguel and I finally talked alone. Security called, he said. Michelle's being charged with federal fraud. The fake ID alone is 5 years. The airline fraud adds more. How do you feel about that? I feel like we did our jobs. Protected the airline, protected passengers, set a boundary. She's going to prison. She made choices that led there. We didn't put her there. Her actions did. He was right, but it still felt heavy. How often does this happen? I asked. People claiming to know you? Once a month, maybe. Usually it's harmless. I know the pilot. Can you say hi? I'll wave if I have time. But claiming to be family? Demanding services? That's different. Do they ever succeed? Sometimes. If the crew is new, if they're convincing, if no one verifies. He looked at me. You verified. That's why it matters. 3 months later, I was working a flight to Barcelona. Different aircraft, different crew, but same route network. During boarding, a passenger approached me. Young woman, early 20s, nervous. Excuse me, I have a question. It's probably stupid. No question is stupid. How can I help? My uncle is a pilot for this airline. I didn't know if... I'm not asking for an upgrade or anything. I just wondered if I could say hi, if he's working this flight. What's his name? James Chen, Captain Chen. I checked the crew roster. Captain James was indeed flying this route. Different flight, tomorrow. He's not on this flight, but I can leave him a message. What's your name? Lisa Chen, his niece, for real, she added quickly. I can show you photos if you need proof. I smiled. I believe you, but I appreciate you offering. Some people lie about knowing crew. I heard about that. The woman who got arrested for pretending to be a pilot's sister. My uncle told me about it, said crew has to verify everything now. We do. But it sounds like you're the real deal. I am. And I'm in economy. Where I belong. I just wanted to say hi if possible. I wrote down her information, sent it to Captain's scheduling system. 2 hours later, my tablet buzzed. Message from Captain James. Tell Lisa I said hi. Thanks for verifying. So many fakes these days. I found Lisa in 28F. Told her. She beamed. Thank you. I was worried you'd think I was lying. You gave me a name. Offered proof. Didn't demand anything. That's how real family acts. After the flight, I met Miguel at the crew lounge. Had a passenger today, I said. Pilot's actual niece. She was so nervous about even asking to say hi. That's what happens when scammers ruin it for everyone. Real family gets nervous, feels like they're doing something wrong. She offered to show photos, didn't ask for upgrades, just wanted to say hi. See? That's the difference. Real relationships are humble. Fake ones are demanding. I left you a message, a voice said behind us. We turned. Captain James. He'd just landed. Thank you for verifying my niece, he said to me. She texted me, said you were professional but kind. That means a lot. Of course, she was genuine. Unlike that Parker woman, heard she got 3 years federal prison. Miguel nodded. Fake ID, fraud across multiple carriers, premeditated operation, judge threw the book at her. Good. Maybe it'll send a message. Maybe. But we all knew. There would be another Michelle, another person claiming to know crew, another fraud attempt. The cycle never ended. 6 months after the incident, I was assigned a training flight, teaching new flight attendants how to handle difficult passengers. During the simulation, I presented a scenario. A passenger claims to be the pilot's sister, demands an upgrade. What do you do? The trainees answered. Some good responses, some needed work. Most importantly, I said, you verify. Always verify. Call the cockpit, check relationships, don't take anyone's word. A trainee raised her hand. What if they get angry? They will get angry. Scammers always do. But that's not your problem. Your job is protecting the airline, protecting passengers. If someone's claim is real, verification will prove it. If it's fake, you've caught a fraud. What happened to the woman who claimed to be the pilot's sister? The famous case? 3 years federal prison, banned from all commercial airlines for life. Was it worth it? For you? Pressing charges? I thought about it. About Michelle's face as she was led off. About the notebook full of planned lies. About Lisa, nervously asking to say hi to her actual uncle. Yes, because the next Michelle who thinks about lying? Maybe she'll remember what happened. Maybe she'll buy the ticket she can afford instead of claiming a relationship she doesn't have. After class, I called Miguel. You training today? He asked. Just finished. Used your sister as a case study. He laughed. My imaginary sister is famous now. Your real wife is pretty great, though. She is. See you tonight? See you tonight. I hung up. Walked through the terminal. Watched passengers boarding flights. Families saying goodbye. Crew preparing for departures. Somewhere out there, another Michelle was planning. Another scammer was studying crew. Another fraud attempt was being plotted. But somewhere else, another Lisa was nervously asking to say hi to family. Another real relationship was being honored. Another honest passenger was sitting in the seat they'd paid for. The job was protecting one from the other, verifying truth, catching lies, maintaining the boundary. A passenger approached the gate desk. I heard her voice carry. Excuse me, the captain is my cousin. The gate agent smiled, pulled out her tablet. Wonderful. What's your name? I'll verify that. The passenger stammered, backed away, disappeared into the crowd. The agent caught my eye, winked. I nodded back. The system worked. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.